Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Monday. I want you to feel the weight of that. It's Monday. It is April 28th, and it is 2:49 in the a.m. Now, I came into the office and I did a couple, two, three things, watered my plants, and just sat for a minute to get grounded. Now, need to share that I also sat in my car for a few minutes to get grounded. Um, I'm in that mental and emotional space where, you know, I don't want to work, bottom line, but I know I need to work. Special shout out to one of my YouTube viewers, Carol. As you can see, I'm starting to put my stuff back up on the wall. The other stuff belonged to someone else. And when I changed offices, this particular individual's stuff was pretty much hermetically sealed to the wall. So I had to get a maintenance person to remove their stuff so I could put my stuff up. And you can see it's really colorful. And that's because I deal primarily with women and babies. So I have to have bright colors in my office, not only for them, but for me. So slowly but surely, I'm putting up my flavor in my office. Okay, so the stuff in the background is coming back. You know, as I was sitting in my car, and I was listening to my gospel radio, yay, Sirius XM. I'm so grateful to have that back. But I do have to do some radio repairs in my car because the screen is blipping. You didn't need to know all that, but that's where I am right now. So I was sitting in the car, the song I Told the Storm came on. And I listened to the lyrics, not so much the music. And I'm going to share a bit of those with you. It said, even though your winds blow, I want you to know you cause me no alarm, because I'm safe in his arms. Even though your rain falls, I can still make this call. Let there be peace. Now I can say, go away. I command you to move today. Because of faith, I have a brand new day. The sun will shine and I will be okay. That's when I told the storm. I told the storm to pass. Oh, yes, I did. Storm, you can't last. Oh, no, you've got to go away. Go away. I command you to move today. You know, and I started thinking about those lyrics, you know, as it relates to the theology that some of us embrace today. You know, we approach our faith and our belief in such a way that, you know, mentally and emotionally, we're really not prepared for storms because we're under the impression that we're not supposed to have them. You know, we preach a feel-good theology. You know, I remember a long while ago reading a book. I want to say it was a James Baldwin book, but I can't swear to that. But in this book, preachers were having a conversation with themselves. And they were saying that, you know, the crux of a church sermon is to elicit emotion from the congregation. The more emotion you you bring about, it attests to the caliber of the message. And that being said, we hoop, holler, and hype in our church services. And that catharsis from that emotional pull is considered preaching. Now, you go away feeling unburdened, if you will. But how has that brief moment of emotion, how has that changed your life? Because let's keep it real. What it is a brief moment of emotion. Has it made lasting change? Now, I can say for the most part, every last one of us has left the church service saying we're going to do better. And the minute we hit those church steps, we're back at what we were doing that disturbed us in the first place. How do we make lasting change? And I'm going to say dedication, devotion, commitment, loyalty, all these words. And I'm also going to point out, unless you get out of the equation, unless you get out of those definitions, you're going to continue to do what you've always done. Most of us are loyal to self. And we treat God as something separate and apart. God is indwelling. Have you prepared a space? Or are you content to let him live from pillar to post? Okay, God, you're invited in, but you can't go in this room. God, I need you to stay in the living room. That's where company goes. That's where people go who visit, and you can only stay so long because, I don't want the indentation on my couch. My slip covers, some of you know what I'm talking about. My slip covers get an indentation, and I don't like that, and then I got to go in and tidy up. Then I got dishes to wash, Lord, and you stay too long, because I want to go, do what I do, and, and if I think about you, that's going to you're going to mess up my schedule, God, so I'm going to need you to visit, but then I'm going to rush you out. I appreciate the visit. Thank you for, hey, like those goodbyes at church. When people step outside and they have to have a chit chat, and I'm trying to get to the all-you-can-eat buffet, and you talking too long. You got that kind of conversation. That's how most of us treat God, and I know I've been guilty of it. Do those drive-by church. Hey, how you doing? I gotta go. Sorry to hear about it. I gotta go. I'm gonna pray for you. That's the prayer. Can we just stop and consider the bigger picture? And I'm gonna put this right in alignment with also issues of social justice. Can we stop and look at the bigger picture? Just because it's not impacting you at the moment doesn't mean it's not going to. Amen. Again, Let's look at the big picture.